is so true. Can you tell me what are the most important things to remember from exam point of view?
The points which can get you browning points, like say exam point of view, should know all these things. Like those things are like, okay, when you write any name of the act, you try to mention the full name of the act along with the year of the act. Normally when you say PF Act, like say for example the Provident Fund Act, actually it is not a Provident Fund Act. If you see the name of the act, it is Employees Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provisions Act 1952. So if you could write that whole thing as per the provisions of Employees Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provisions Act 1952, the examiner will obviously get an impression that you have read that subject and you are indeed good at the subject. So everything, like small things, like say economic labor laws, you will find so many acts. But only things you need to remember only the name of the act along with the year. That makes your question paper, that I mean the answer paper, look really very good when it goes to the examiner's hands.
Also, I have heard that presentation of exam papers play a vital role. How should the presentation of exam papers be?
See, the trick of presenting the paper is like, say for example, you are having a 5-mark question. I'm not telling you to write the 5-mark question in half a page, but say for example, if you have written a 5-mark question for half a page, irrespective of the level of knowledge you have on a particular question, you have to write every 5-mark question in that particular, the same size of half a page. The major advantage you get is, like say, some question you may know so many points. Some question you may not know, like maybe you know 1 point or 2 points. But still, if you could manage that half a page, the examiner will get an impression that you know that question equally as that other question. Right? So these are small things, like right from the pen you choose, right from the ink color, everything matters in an examination hall.
What are the most important things to revise before going to the exam hall?
One main thing is you should not read anything new. Whatsoever you have taken a notes or hints or some condensed points, just read that again and again, because whatsoever you read repeatedly only you are going to remember. One more thing is, just go through the last 10 issues of Student Company Secretary, because there you will find very few case laws which will straight away appear in your question paper.
So, you know one more major problem? After reading so many pages from DIP guidelines, it seems it's repealed now a new regulation called ICDR has come. So I have to redo all the regulation all over again?
Why are you getting worried about small hurdles? Here we are talking about public issue of securities, right? That's when you call this DIP guidelines or ICDR regulations or those things. First, let's understand what is this DIP guidelines. We call as SEBI within brackets Disclosure and Investor Protection close the bracket guidelines 2000. This was the earlier guidelines which were dealing with the public issue of securities in India. Now this guidelines is replaced by a new regulation called as SEBI within bracket issue of capital. Be clear, issue of capital and disclosure requirements close the bracket regulations 2009. So shortly we call as ICDR regulation. I would just say what's in a name. It's just the change of guidelines into a regulation, right? It's just a change of name. So whatsoever you have read still holds good. But only thing is, when you answer in an exam, you have to write as per the provisions of SEBI within bracket issue of capital and disclosure requirement regulations close the bracket to regulations 2009. This will be applicable. The same thing, whatsoever you write doesn't change at all. Same to same is still holds good, still applicable. That's it. Company law and securities law is almost the same. Only difference is that company law is applicable to all companies, whether it is public or private or listed or unlisted. Whereas securities law is applicable only to a listed company or any company, that is any public limited company which is proposed to be listed. So do read company law provisions also for securities law exam, securities law provisions also for company law exam, right?
Oh my God, sir. I don't know these aspects. I would have never read securities law for companies law exam.